Okay, so we will stop. Okay, so as I was saying, I want to show you the mold. Also for this demonstration, I'm going to be working with mangonosa. Mangonosa is a filling made with from fresh dehydrated mango and other high quality ingredients from Felclean. I'm a proud ambassador of Felclean, and for this case, it worked out beautifully because mangonosa has a fast setting time, which will allow me to show you my finished tablet, okay? So I'm gonna be working with mangonosa in a minute, but this is one of 3 Easter molds, Easter mold collection that you can get at Bake Deco, okay? So we're gonna make a close scene of this. But I have a mold that I decorated before, and I want to show you. So in this case, I went ahead and add a bit of black specks on this. A lot of times, the reason behind that is that if you eat caramel, you know how caramel has a little bit of salt, that makes you taste the deliciousness of sugar or caramel because it acts as interrupters. So in this case, the way I do that, I use a brush like this, okay? Then I dip that in a little bit of, I use Chef cocoa butter for just about all of my designs. So what you do, you take cocoa butter, you bring it to about 26 to 28 degrees. It needs to be a little bit on the cold side, okay? It needs to be a little pasty, but not complete. I mean, it'll be liquid, but you want it between 26 to 27. Then you're just going to dip the tip of the brush very gently and simply apply a little bit of color, just like that, okay? So you apply just a little bit of specks on it, okay? So the next thing is to spray it, okay? So I'm gonna go ahead and give this a quick spray. I already have my cocoa butter ready. And I don't know if the camera can follow me, but if not, I'll go back in a minute. So once we put the paint, it's important to clean afterwards. In this case, I'm going to use a paper. So I'm going to get the paper right here. Then I'm just going to apply pressure and clean it in this way, okay? So what I like to do, and you probably have seen it in a lot of my designs, I like to play with the concept of line, okay? So what I'm going to do, I'm going to use a little Q-tip or a cotton swab and create a little line, okay? I like to do that to this mold because it elevates or magnifies its architecture even more, okay? So let me just get this here. Okay, so I'm gonna use a couple of Q-tips or cotton swabs, okay? And then just before the cocoa butter crystallizes, I'm just going to follow the line nice and gently, okay? And I'm gonna just do that nice and even motion. So I have done it on this side and then this side. Now I'm going to do it on the other side. And then if we can keep the camera here, and if my assistant can bring me a bag of chocolate, that would be amazing. So I have already created a design over here. What I'm going to do next is take a little bit of my colored cocoa butter. There's very little bit on the brush, but there's enough to come through. So that's going to go into the empty negative space, the stripe, the negative line. Then I'll take a little bit of luster dust. There's luster dust, gold luster dust there. And I'm just going to, the cocoa butter is fresh, so I want to be careful. I don't want to disturb the design. But anyhow, the idea is that you just cover gold dust around it, okay? So I'm gonna give this about a minute, and guys, if you can put the chocolate in a plastic bowl and just wait for a few minutes, like 2 or 3 minutes. So I'm gonna give this a little bit of time, okay? In the meantime, I'm gonna go ahead and work on molding my other mold, okay? So I have so many molds now, it's hard to remember the numbers, you know? So the next one has actually a bunny. And I'm going to unmold here. So, you know, when it comes to these tablets, you can certainly do a filling on them, but I prefer to do it solid, you know, so just perhaps your favorite dark chocolate or your favorite white chocolate with some inclusions, whether you can mix them with the chocolate or just put them on top, on the surface of the chocolate. But on this particular mold, I'm gonna make bring it to you a little bit. Hopefully you can see it closer. And I'm going to go ahead and mold. So give him a little bending. And I want to show you. So I basically did the same technique that I showed you before with the Q-tip, and the way I have the design of the bunny is elevated just enough that allows the Q-tip to travel free. I mean, and you don't have to do the design, you can just do it plain and finish it, okay? So anyhow, I'm going to momentarily put this in here. A mis amigos que hablan español, muchísimas gracias por todo su apoyo. Quiero demostrarles mi más reciente línea de moldes. Okay, so I showed you the second mold already, my Easter mold. Now I should be able to fill this with chocolate, okay? So if I can have a bit of the chocolate is here, could you bring me a spatula, please? Tengo una cerca del color lustre. Okay. Bien. Bueno, I'm only going to make a couple of indentations for this. I'm not going to cover the whole mold so that I can show you another application with chocolate, okay? So I'm gonna go ahead and do it on the green part. Very important, especially with this mold, you want to put the chocolate, pour it, but keep it all together to avoid air bubbles, okay? So this is how you want to do it, the way I'm doing it. The one thing you don't want to do, my friends, you don't want to do like that, okay? Because that's going to increase the chances of having air bubbles, okay? So I'm just gonna put it right here. Again, I'm only doing 1/2, okay? Now, tap it. I'm gonna clean it like that. I'm going to wait just a little bit before it hardens. I'm going to let it set just a little bit, okay, on the side. Okay, just like that. So what we're going to do, we're going to take this to the refrigerator for about 10 minutes, okay? We want to do that to accelerate the crystallization time and also eliminate residual heat, okay? So that's good. Let me just make sure there's no bumps in here. Okay, refrigerator on the side, okay? Perfect. Okay, so in the meantime, I want to show you, I have a tablet. This tablet, I have a liquid center on it and also a solid center. So the one I'm talking about is this one right here, okay? So the way I designed this bar, you know, my style is very different than most. I always like to do things a little bit out of the ordinary. So I have, in this case, dark chocolate. I have Maracaibo 65, which is a Fair Clean product. It's part of the Grand Cru collection of Fair Clean couvertures. My favorite as well. And that's what I have. And I have mango nosa and also a mango syrup, okay? So I want to, I'm gonna go ahead and break one piece and just show you what it looks like. And I think I'm going to do it over here. So what I do here, this is the tablet. I'm gonna show you how I did it, right? How I do it. But, Cari, can we do a close-up over here, if possible?
Okay.
One of the questions is, why do we refrigerate the chocolate? See? So you see, so you have a liquid center here. And how did I do that? How was I able to combine liquid and a hard center? Which, you know, I want to say, for some businesses, this might take time. The procedure that I'm going to show you might take a little bit of time. So a lot of the techniques that I do, you will do them, but you charge a little bit more, right? Because of the time. And if you don't, if it's a technique that, okay, no, it's going to take too much time, that's fine. Then, you know, my techniques are not necessarily for you. But I always like to do things a bit different. So let me show you how I got to this part, okay? So I'm gonna just put this here for now. So in about 3 minutes, could you bring me, you guys bring me the chocolate tablet, please? Okay, so, dime. Ok, perfecto. Si las preguntas, si gustas, házmelas en español. La razón por la que refrigero el molde de lado es para que no escurra el chocolate y bueno, si lo pongo de lado, there was a question about why do I refrigerate this way. Besides being personal preference, I believe that the chocolate will, the air will circulate better. As if I go on the bottom, then there's heat. The heat will get trapped, and that can also cause some, not necessarily fat bloom, but it can capture the heat. So it's best to do it on the side, okay? So let me see this. So we're live, and as you can see, the chocolate, let's just focus on this part, it's already crystallizing. So now I'm going to have to put it back into the cooler and give it another 10 minutes. How are we doing on time, my assistant? ¿Cómo vamos en tiempo?
20 minutes.
20 minutes. 20 minutes what? 20 minutes left? Or 20? 6:20. Okay, perfect. So while they bring that, I'm going to show you my last mold. I wanted to do a praline mold. Mi último molde es simplemente bombones no más de 30 milímetros de diámetro, y quise hacer algo que combinara el conejito de la Pascua junto con la figura de un huevo, ¿sí? Entonces, esto fue el resultado. Se los enseño de esta forma, ¿sí? Hacemos un acercamiento, Cari, si se puede, por favor. ¿Sí? Y bueno, aquí Lo interesante en este molde es que tengo una altura de 1 centímetro, lo cual permitiría llenarlo con marshmallow, alguna jalea, ¿sí? Algún jelly. So because I have, lo voy a decir en inglés ahora, because I have about 1 centimeter of height, it's interesting because you could do 2 different fillings, you know, such as marshmallow and perhaps a jelly. Okay, so let's just see. I'm gonna put them right in here. So these colors, what I did, I mixed a couple of Chef Robert colors, parting from Cusco White. Cusco White is titanium dioxide-free white colorant, white cocoa butter. And then I just played with those colors until I obtained, you know, something hopefully like Easter colors, right? But I didn't have a finished product on this. I just want to show you the size of the mold. The mold will provide easily 24 bonbons, okay? And then they fit on most 30 millimeter square areas, okay? So this is it, you know, very minimalistic. I don't really know much to tell you about it, but the angle is easy to clean. And then this is the mold that hopefully you can have in your collection soon. Now, I believe on this one, what I did, using that the brush, I brushed a bit specks of color, and then I painted. And I happen to have 2 different coatings on this one. I have 65 felt clean, and then I back it up with Edelweiss white chocolate from felt clean as well. So I'm going to show you. Why do I have dark and white chocolate? And in this case, I just personally, I prefer the color, you know, when you cut it. I wanted to create something, when you taste it, it will almost taste like milk chocolate, you know, because milk chocolate has cocoa powder, but has more milk. So this is basically the result of the mold. And as I show you this, I'm making a little bit of time to continue working on my tablet, okay? So, see? Anyhow, so this is the one of 3 molds, and then I have the other tablet, which the number. Obviously, you can order the grayest molds, and they have CM and then a number, but you can get them from Bake Deco. Okay, so this is the 1 mold. I believe now you guys can bring me the mold, please. Okay. So I'm going to perfect. I'm going to go ahead and make a small piping bag. So I just fold parchment paper here. Okay. I'm going to need a little cornet for the next step. Okay, great. So what I did on this tablet, I have this board of plexiglass. I use it frequently in chocolate shops, in my chocolate classes. And then I have a little bit of guitar paper or plastic. And then I'm going to put tempered chocolate, just a little bit in the center. So basically this is just to show you how I can keep a liquid center on a tablet, okay? Again, most of the tablets you can fill with with just couverture, okay? Or a combination of couverture, chocolate, okay? Mixed with nuts or other inclusions. But in this case, I'm going to do this with the chocolate, get it nice and flat, like that. Okay. Then I'm going to wait for this to start to crystallize, okay? So I'm just going to keep it on the side for now. Then I'm going to cut it into little squares, okay? So for the little squares, I have to, you can pass me please the cutter. Actually I got it, it's close to me. So I have my cutter. This is a square cutter, a cookie cutter, that happens to be the same size as one of these squares, okay? It doesn't have to be exactly the same size. It can be 2 or 3 millimeters less or more, okay? So basically, what I did, when the chocolate starts to get hard, you cut little squares, you know, like that. You apply pressure and then you cut them, okay? So perfect. Now, what's next? I'll show you. So now we will get this mold, and then in this case, I'm going to put a little bit of syrup on this section, okay? So I'm only doing 1 tablet if you just joined the live, but I want to show you how to have a liquid center in there. So what I do, I'm gonna go ahead and do it on this side, okay? And I may put some on this side as well, because this mold happens to have depth enough that you can put a different filling. That could also be caramel, okay? So that could also be caramel. Now, what I do, I take this chocolate section and just place it on top, like that, okay? Now, in this case, I will take this part of chocolate, a little tablet. It happens to be a little bit on the thick side. You want it to be thinner than that, okay? But I place it and I'm still about 5 millimeters below, okay? So now what I'll do, I'm going to use my cornet, which is right here. Let me just fill it with a bit of chocolate. Okay. Okay. We're gonna get a couple more blocks. Okay. So now with this, I'm just going to put a few. I'm gonna pipe over here a few lines of chocolate, a very small. So this is going to keep the sauce. In this case, I made a passion fruit syrup. So this is gonna keep it here. I just give it a bit of time. So I can take this to the refrigerator, okay, if I need to, or I can just leave it here. In this case, I'm just going to go ahead and leave it here. So one of my assistants is going to bring me a little more chocolate here, please. And in the meantime, again, I'm just going to keep this one over here. And this is a good time to show you how I cut those wafers, those tiny little wafers of chocolate that I use as dividers. So the chocolate should be matte. You don't want it to be shiny, okay? So in this case, I'll get, I have my cutter, and this will allow me, because the chocolate is well, the chocolate needs to cool down a little bit more. But the idea is that you can just cut it at the right time. Right now it's a little bit tacky. So what I can do, I can just take it off the plexiglass and place it on the granite. And of course, the granite is going to keep it. The granite is going to allow it to cool faster. Okay, I'll take it just like that. Perfect. So while we do that, I'm gonna wait a couple of seconds. Can any of you bring me from the refrigerator? I have a mold with chocolate. I'll take that one. You can just throw it to me. All right. Great. So I'm ready for this. And I'm going to go ahead and finish this piece. But I have the mango nosa, as I said before. And the mango nosa is going to have a delicious mango flavor, okay? And it sets beautifully, okay? So I totally recommend it. You know, many years ago, I will say, you know, I'll never use a product that I don't make in the shop. But in this case, after touring the factory in Switzerland, I just fell in love with their osas, you know. And you can also get those from Baked Deco. Okay, so my chocolate, it's not completely set. Those lines of chocolate that I put to keep the sauce from running. But I'm gonna go ahead and finish it. Okay, the osa is at about 26 degrees. So I'm gonna go ahead and pipe it. Very thin. We can close the door. I apologize for my dog barking, but okay. So I have certainly placed already the osa, and it should be just below. Okay, and I'm going to take this to the refrigerator, maybe for 3 minutes. Okay. So while that happens, I should now be able to cut these squares. Okay. So I'm basically cutting through very thin. And I don't think I'm gonna finish it, but I would like to just show you closer. They have to be very, very thin, okay? And then what we'll do, te molesto después llevar al refrigerador, please. Okay, so while I wait for the tablet, I'm going to go ahead and mold another piece. So I have just a salad tablet here, one of my Easter design tablets. And I also want to make an announcement that I'm going to be in New York City on March 14, Monday, at Baked Deco, you know, in the actual building of Baked Deco. We'll be doing a meet and greet, and I'm also going to be doing a live demonstration, so more information will follow. Okay, so I'll go ahead and basically tap. Yeah. So these are it. Okay, and this one I did it all brown. Okay, all with chocolate, because I wanted to show you basically the architecture of the mold. So if you want this mold to look like this, you just put a little bit of luster dust on it. You know, just make sure that the tablet is at room temperature, and then you can just softly, with a good quality brush, you can just apply some gently. You can just give it you know, this finish, okay? Cali, si quieres, hacemos el acercamiento. ¿Qué lista? All right. Y si eres tan amable, Karim, traerme, por favor, la tableta con el osa, por favor. All right. So now we're going to finish the other tablet. I have a piece of plastic or guitar sheet, okay, and I think I'm going to just perfect. Great. All right. Me lo pasas. All right. So the osa is almost set. It's not completely set, but because I do have a few questions that I want to address, I'm gonna go ahead and finish it. Okay. So I will take tempered chocolate, and I'm going to just go ahead and apply the chocolate right on top of the osa. This can also be ganache, okay? This certainly could be any flavor ganache. So the way I do it is like that, okay? Then apply the guitar. Then with a soft spatula, I'm just going to clean this way, clean my spatula, apply a little bit of pressure. I have very large gloves, so anyways, so if you have a bit of chocolate on the side, such as I do here, it's best to leave it in there. Then when you unmold the piece, it will just come off by itself, okay? So I'm gonna take this piece to the freezer. Thank you. And so in this point, I would like to show you one more thing. You know, while making one of my tablets, using this brush, I spec the negative space that I cut, and I want to show you via close-up. You know how I did this line. See? So you know, like most of my tablets, I recommend just go one color or two colors. Of course, you can do whatever colors you want, but I like to just keep the concept of the playing with the lines in the different levels, you know. But this one right here happens to be the one that has a liquid center. So I'm gonna go break a piece here too, so that you see it, because I want you to see it. So I'm gonna go ahead and break a piece with my fingers. What you see? 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 So in this case, I have passion fruit and coconut janduja, which is also a Felclean product. So this is, I wish you can smell it, you know, it smells very, very delicious. But at this point, if you happen to have a question, what would that question be? How's that? I did talking, so my assistant is going to read. Saludos, eres un chingón, pura chonada, gracias. Te molesto con un platito blanco. Salud, gracias, South Carolina, amazing, stunning quality chocolate, thank you, I appreciate it. You guys are awesome. So I'll show you again with this tablet.
Okay.
Marco, saludos. Saludos desde Uruguay. Ali, mi amor, te queremos mucho. Pura. Clau, mi reina. Clau, un abrazo, Clau. Vamos a estar en Barcelona compartiendo nuevas técnicas muy pronto. Bueno, ya les platicaré. Qué emoción. Gracias, un abrazo a Argentina. Estuve en Argentina hace 3 años, espero regresar muy pronto. Gracias, Teresa. Portugal, a los adoro en Portugal también. Afaf, you're one of my best students. Gracias. Sandro, muy amable. Rahul, my God, England, you know. So this year we're doing Ecuador, Guatemala, Germany, Kuwait. I don't know, many countries, but the important thing though is that if you ever come and meet me, the way I am is how I am in real life, and a lot of you already know me. But thank you for joining me today. Remember, we have a limited edition on these molds. I did want to mention that. You know, it was almost a limited edition because of the pandemic and bringing things from from Turkey to here. So contact Bake Deco, you know, try the molds. Let me know how you like them. A Ecuador vamos a... ¿Cuándo es Ecuador? Si es que
probablemente junio... en la primera semana de junio.
A Ecuador, Jonathan, si vamos, sería como la primera semana de junio. No estoy seguro todavía cuándo. Tendrás cursos en México, Lisette. Es muy posible que en Mexipan. Contacta Mexipan. Ellos te pueden dar información. Morocco, I want to. Rahul, thank you. I'll see you in Germany. So check this tablet, and honestly, guys, I wish you can smell it. Okay, it smells delicious, and I feel kind of bad saying that, but all I did was to design the mold, and I made the passion fruit syrup. Okay, it's a simple syrup, but instead of using water, I use passion fruit juice. Okay, everything else is pretty much Felkin because I use their coconut janduja and their Maracaibo chocolate. But I love it, you know. And you know, my wife was telling me, but why would you want a liquid center on a tablet? But why not? You know, I just think, why not? But again, this tablet you can work with just a solid chocolate. If you use solid chocolate on any of these tablets, I strongly recommend fill the cavities half the way, tap them, but very little bit. Do not tap too much because a lot of times I'm going to make noise, I'm sorry. If you do too much vibrating, you can create air bubbles, okay? If you are lucky to have a vibrating table, then you're fine. So, vamos a estar en Guatemala también, mis amigos chapines. Vamos a estar
15, 16 y 17 de julio.
15, 16 y 17 con Pura, la chef Pura en su academia. Recomendadísima. Ella es un honor para mí. Y vamos a estar en Guatemala, ¿ok? Yo estoy encantado, tengo tantos amigos chapines. Yo empecé a trabajar hace muchos años en un restaurante y yo era el único mexicano con 10 o 11 guatemaltecos y aprendí a hablar como ellos y son un amor. Un abrazo a Guatemala. Chile lo tenemos planeado. Argentina, pues nada más que me inviten y vemos, pero alguien tiene que invitarnos primero. Nosotros vamos donde se pueda. Colombia, esperemos. México, Catalán, Emanuel, puedes contactar Mexipan y preguntar. Mexipan es esta famosa feria. Un placer, Pura. Ya es encantadísimo ir a Guatemala. Vamos a comer rico también. Venezuela, tantos amigos que tenemos en Venezuela. Esperemos unos 2 o 3 años viajar más por Venezuela. También queremos ir a Perú, queremos ir a tantos países. Pero sí. Pancho, mi querido Pancho, un abrazotote hasta Chile. Un abrazo, mi Pancho. Cuando Te queremos.
Miami, ¿cuándo?
Y bueno, gracias. The weight for the tablets is not officially, but it's between 80 to 85 grams. Please do not quote me on this one. Right now, I can't quite recall the weight. I should know that, but I don't want to tell you with certainty. But if you go to the website, the Bake Deco, it should list it, okay? Again, the thing is with the Easter collection, we have a limited edition, okay? So I strongly suggest you call Bake Deco and get in pre-order, whatever is necessary. I think so. I think it's, you know, it's a good size. That this tablet, this tablet, I will go ahead and tell you the weight right now, okay? Because I have a scale here. If you give me a minute, hopefully Instagram does not cut me, okay? But, permíteme. Bueno, 0. Okay, so the weight is going to be about 100 grams, 105. I got 88 over here, but because, remember, this one has a liquid center. So I have a little bit of air in there. But the finished tablet, I'm almost positive is 105 grams, 105 grams, okay? Mi tiempo es tu tiempo, es un placer. ¿Alguna otra pregunta? Porque antes de que nos corte, Bake Deco delivers to Colombia. Bake Deco reparte a todas partes. Tengo entendido que sí. Gracias. Bien. Bueno, aquí otra cosa. Por ejemplo, aquí si podemos un acercamiento a la tableta. Le puse un poquito de color para este color mezclé amarillo, yellow topaz de Chef Robert con un poquito de Cusco White y le puse una capa muy finita de color a la tableta y por eso queda como la silueta como un transparente, ¿no? O sea, con un diseño muy sutil, ¿sí? Y vamos a hacer algún otro asunto.
Muéstrame eso porque casi no me da la cámara.
¿Esta? ¿Te la enseño?
Okay,
¿Sí?
Okay.
Perfecto. Bien. Los moldes si llegan a Argentina, habría que checar con Bake Deco, pero I suppose that they deliver to Argentina. And also, you can check with Greyas. My favorite variety of Felklin, my favorite variety is going to be Maracaibo, but I also like Caramelito. Caramelito is a super mega ultra delicious caramel flavored chocolate. I also like Helvetia, it's a blend of Dominican cacao. Helvetia, which is dark, Caramelito. I'm not a big fan of white chocolate, but their white chocolates are very delicious. They're just, you know, they're not, you know, French chocolate is very delicious too. White chocolate is more like vanilla notes. Latin American, Colombian white chocolate, super delicious, but it's got more personality, right? It's got more, not bitterness, but it's got more, I just refer to it as personality. But Felklin white chocolates, it's all about the milk, you know, they appreciate milk, and it's got so many varieties of that, but personally, Helvetia or Maracaibo, Venezuelan chocolate, I love. Opus Blanc is also probably the best, in my opinion, for white chocolate. That's right. Edelweiss is also Great, Steven, so great. I can recognize you. Otherwise, it's also one of my favorites. My friends, so it's been, thank you, Chef Amanda, what an honor. Great. Ecuador white chocolate, I don't doubt that, you know. One of my best friends and student from Ecuador, every time he comes to my studio, he brings me Ecuadorian chocolate, and we love it, you know. El Rey is also one of my favorite ones from Colombia, you know. So, absolutely, of course, Rahul. Lisette, los moldes puedes hablarles a... Ay, Dios mío, ¿cómo se llama esta compañía? Choco Solutions en Monterrey, o Expo Gourmet, o Central Gourmet, ¿sí? Muchos de mis moldes de Pascua o de Navidad son exclusivos para Bake Deco, pero tengo otra línea de moldes, ¿ok? Tengo otros moldes, y esos los puedes conseguir en México. Yo te habla por teléfono a Choco Solutions y que te los vendan, ¿sí? También pueden contactarme a mí y yo les puedo conseguir los moldes también. Yo se los puedo vender, tenemos una tienda también. My friends, es todo por hoy. Vamos a seguir trabajando con nuevas técnicas. Tengo una clase, I want to tell you, I have an online class coming in April. You can certainly contact me for information. Sometimes it takes 2 or 3 days, but we'll get back to you with information for sure. Don't forget, March 14, I'll be in New York doing a meet and greet session for my friends in Bake Deco. What else I need to tell you? We're going to be in Germany, we're going to be in Kuwait, we're going to be in Turkey. And just thank you for all the support. You're welcome to come to Michigan and meet me in person and take a personal class. All of you who have visited me, I'll give you the strongest hug you can imagine. You know, thank you for all of your support. Without you, this will not be possible. Thank you, Bake Deco and Greyas and Chef Robert. And of course, my one and only company, Felclean, for providing, you know, like so much, you know, because I'm just very proud of Felclean as well. Thank you, guys.
Les voy a hacer un